We're joined today by Rosemary Becky. She's a tax attorney and a former IRS official. Also joining us is Anthony Esposito. We haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
He's the CEO and founder of Ascalon 6 Capital. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to see you both. Happy New Year. I'll start with you first, Rosemary. President Trump allowing whole milk and 2% milk to return to school cafeterias. Now, this move reverses an Obama-era rule restricting milk options to low-fat or fat-free. The bill clearly supporting dairy farmers and aligns with updated dietary guidelines for Americans. So what do you make of this move here?
So I think this is great news, and it's great news for our dairy farmers. It's an opportunity for them to provide their goods and get them out into the economy. And I think it's really great news.
Yeah.
Anthony, we got Trump, and now we got whole milk. What's your take on it?
I love whole milk. I think that we should be getting our kids back to normal common sense. If we could revert everything back to, I'll call it 1970, I think we'd be doing a really great job. So let's get these kids eating normal food again. Let's get these kids out running in the street and playing, and whole milk is a great part of that. So I'm all in on the milk.
Definitely is. A lot of positivity here this morning in this segment. I'd love to see it, especially if you filled your gas tank in the last few days. There is plenty to be happy about. The national average for a gallon of regular gas now sitting well below $3. And experts predict that's where it will most likely stay for the rest of the year. So, Rosemary, President Trump got a lot of pushback from the left, especially in some of the recent elections with respect to affordability. But here in this case, gasoline prices are saying otherwise. Do you believe truly that gas prices will continue to stay low?
I absolutely do. And I think it's a direct result of the policies that President Trump and the administration are pursuing. I think that our economy is continuing to make progress and do better. We're going to start to see a lot of the benefits of the One Big Beautiful Bill from the summer really play out in the coming months, and particularly as, a tax refund season hits us.
Interesting. What's your take on energy, and will it actually remain stable? And even possibly get under $2 a gallon nationally, Anthony, as we're seeing, another oil tanker being seized in the Caribbean, as there's unrest in the Middle East. And Gaza, even though it might be going into phase 2, is still question marks there.
Yeah, I think that we will see energy lower. Look, under Trump 1, we had gas at the pump, the national average at $2.50. It went up above $5 under President Biden. It was above $7 in California under President Biden. We're back down at $2.84. That's a result of policy. Drill, baby, drill is a real thing. I think that as we look at increasing crude supply and then reverting back some of the regulations that actually widened the crack spread, so the difference between the price of crude and the price of gas at the pump, Biden-era regulations really widened that spread, which gives us actually higher gas prices because they reduced or restricted refining and transport capacity. So as President Trump's policies roll through everything from more crude to refining to transport to the pump, yes, I think we'll see gas prices at the pump $2.84 or lower moving forward in the foreseeable future, as long as there's no disruption to policy. We're on the right path.
Well, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, he came out making headlines this week, claiming hundreds of billions of taxpayer dollars are being squandered due to waste and fraud. Here's what he had to say about Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and the massive fraud allegations being leveled against the state.
He's not going to be able to hide behind this curtain, because we will get there, and I don't have to go in the Capitol building to investigate him.
Yeah, Rosemary, you have unique insight with respect to the tax code. You're a tax attorney and former IRS official. So where do you think this investigation will lead? A lot of people, again, on the left, calling this a politicization of what we're seeing with this investigation.
No, these investigations are real, right? And the waste, fraud, and abuse is very real. And frankly, I mean, right now, you know, as we've all seen, the estimates are that it's at about $9 billion. I mean, that's a lot of taxpayer monies. And so, you know, as the Treasury Department and other federal agencies continue to investigate, probably including the IRS, start to look at these issues, you know, they're likely going to uncover quite a bit of fraud, waste, and abuse. And frankly, that's part of what the American people elected President Trump to do, is to root that out.
You know, Tony, I should say Anthony, I'm sorry. You know, coming from corporate America, I'm used to, you know what? Everybody's budget is getting cut by 10%. Now, people may not like that, but guess what? They figure out how to do at least the same thing or possibly more with less. But when it comes to our republic, when the federal government tells states, you know what, we're going to cut this, cut that, they scream and holler, they scream racism, sexism, all the isms, when in essence, they're overspending and they have a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse. So how can we get, you know, cities, states, and even the federal government to start operating like everyday small business in corporate America?
Well, part of the problem is that the waste, the fraud, and the abuse is actually money being left in the hands of people that don't deserve it and being left in bank accounts of people that don't deserve it. Let's be honest. This money's going somewhere. This money's being used somewhere by someone. The people that stand up, anyone that can stand up and vote against a bill that wants to limit the funding of NGOs and wants to look into waste, fraud, and abuse and make the government more efficient. Anyone that votes against that, they should be at the top of the list of people that should be investigated. When those people are removed, then we can start to move forward in a positive way where our money, our tax dollars are actually being spent in an efficient way and for the benefit of the country, not for the benefit of individuals sitting in elected office.
So true.
Yeah, well, thank you, Rosemary, Anthony, and your colleagues, your analysts back there, hard at work. We love you all. Appreciate it. Have a great morning.